Hi again, you're still watching Joy News Prime, and let's do more business. Newmont Goldcorp Ghana, formerly Newmont, says it is in talks with the Environmental Protection Agency, that's the EPA, to commence public engagement, which would lead to the acquisition of an environmental permit for exploration work on one of the biggest mining projects in the Ahafo region. According to the company, the prospect of the mines is very good, showing significant volumes of minerals. Acting Director of Communications and External Relations of the company, Azuma Agbeko, has been speaking exclusively to Joy Business on this new discovery.
We're still continuing focused on safe production, the way we do things, creating value for our communities and even the government and people of Ghana as well. So there are a number of growth projects that we have in the pipeline. Last November, December, we started the Subika Underground project, which is also adding to our production profile and extending the life of mine. And now we are focusing on the Ahafo Mill expansion project, which is about 80 to 90% complete, and that's also going to add to our production profile. We also have some interesting prospects going into the future. That's the Ahafo North project, and we are still engaging with stakeholders. And in the not too distant future, we hope to go through a public hearing so that we can acquire an environmental permit, and we'll take it from there. So in a nutshell, the business in Ghana looks quite promising. There are prospects for the future, and we are excited about those opportunities that will be able to continue to create value and improve lives through sustainable and responsible mining in Ghana.
Your latest project is which one?
The Subika Underground project.
And how far with your discussions with the authorities on that?
So, well, the Subika Underground project is actually is now in operation, so I don't think there are any issues with the authorities because it's already in production. The next one is the mill expansion project, which is about 90% complete. We are actually building another mine so that we will be able to process more stockpiles that we have so that we can increase our production profile. Now, the other project that I talked about was the Ahafo North project, which is about 40 kilometers north of the current Ahafo mine. And that is what I said. We are actually, we've had some stakeholder engagement regarding the project. So we've engaged extensively with the community stakeholders, government stakeholders, regulatory agencies, and things like that. And we are in the phase where we are working with the EPA to see when we can have a public hearing for the project to be considered and an environmental permit given. So it is after you're given the environmental permit that you can go ahead to take further steps towards the realization of a full operation. So that takes a bit of a while.
What's the prospect of that mine?
I think the prospects are good. I may not be able to recall exactly the figures that go with that, but I think it's a good asset for the Newmont portfolio, and that's how come we've progressed the project to this stage.
Meanwhile, the company has entreated its suppliers and contractors to comply with the local content regulation by employing people in their catchment areas. According to the company, it will ensure locals benefit from their operations. Ebenezer Sabote again has just returned from a supply conference organized by the company in Takwa and brings us this report.
Goldfields in March 2018 moved from ownership mining, where it takes responsibility of all workers of the mines, to contract mining, where it outsources several of its functions. After a year of operating the new model at its Takwa mines, Goldfields says its success story is a commitment to employ local players around the mining community. Head of supply chain for Goldfields West Africa, Theophilus Ochiri, told Joy Business that the company has insisted on having majority of locals working in its concession.
There are suppliers we call local content suppliers. Those are suppliers that are located within our catchment area. Those suppliers tend to help us protect our social licensing. So we have a social contract with them to ensure that, one, they sustain their operations, and two, they are also able to help grow the local economy. So by so doing, for every contract that we give you for Goldfields, once you are located within the catchment area, we expect that, one, employment on the Goldfields contract will come from the local community. That's why we've made it part of our requirement going forward that before you give in contract from a local community, you should make employment as one of the key requirements before you can be given a contract.
According to him, the company has also produced the highest gold output for the last year as a result of the new business model.
We've seen a success story in the entire value chain when it comes to when we took the decision to go contract mining. We've been able to optimize when it comes to the right fit, the right skill, and the right caliber of people required for a particular set of job. So for us, it's been very successful. I mean, you saw the numbers for 2018. We produced 750,000 ounces, which is significant, very, very, very innovative, and it's all thanks to the support we got from the contract miners.
Some of the contractors share their thoughts with Joy Business.
You come here to Ghana, you have a fairly skilled workforce. I mean, you have UMAT students coming from the mining school that we use then as attachments, and a lot of them we employ. So the guys are there and willing to assist, and so when you talk about how do we roll out this technology, when you have skilled people like the Ghanaians coming from UMAT, it's actually not so difficult. We train them, and we partner with our customer.
Is to partner them in developing the energy infrastructure. So we've put out power plants and also put up what we call the pipeline that will convey power, natural gas to fire the plants.
So that was actually Goldfields entreating its suppliers and contractors to actually employ people in their catchment areas. It's midweek on the commodity markets, and crude oil lost $1.40 to trade at $60.89 a barrel. Gold, however, made a significant gain to trade at $1,332.51 an ounce. Let's hit the commodity markets for an update of trading activities in commodity news. Business tonight with me, Sandra Estenam Apeni. Thanks so much for your time. But you can get more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business.